Good morning, Nerd Vengers, Broke Vengers, visitors to the tower. Top of the morning to you, Bob's your uncle. Buckle up, it's gonna be a spicy one. Smash that like button and we shall be live shortly. See you soon. I'm talking spicy El Diablo. Banana Fisto, I guess. Yeah. Awkward. Jet, you're fired. Like, legitimately. Get out of here. You had one job, bro. No, don't try it now. You fucked that up. See ya. I'll take it from here. Thank you. Okay, let's just go. Let's go. Yeah, let's get it. What's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome. Nerd Vengers, Broke Vengers, visitors to the tower, lurkers, smirkers, jerkers. Can't think of anything else, I'm going to be honest. Welcome, one and all. It's going to be a cool show today. Lots I want to get into. Lots I want to talk about. Look, WandaVision, it happened. Many of you really liked the episode. That's cool. It's fine. We're going to talk about it. I didn't like it. I, of course, did feed into the hype a little bit too much. A little bit too much hype. A little bit too much of believing of leaks, rumors, and things like that. But through the muck and the mire, through what we will discuss today in the stream, I think we'll get to a point where we will realize that the truth is there is possibly a lot of stuff going on at Marvel that is in motion, and that perhaps leaks and confirmed reports for things that date back even 6 months ago, we have to reinvestigate. We have to look at with a new lens, and we're going to get into that. The director of WandaVision, Matt Shakman, had a very interesting interview where he talked about the many things that were cut from the finale. A lot of different people are coming out right now, like Atlanta Films is talking about how there was definitely stuff cut, and because of the Rona, there were a lot of people that were supposed to shoot cameos, etc., that didn't show up. There's even a report out by Charles Murphy, and we're going to go into all of this and more. There's even a report out there by Charles Murphy that there was supposed to be a 10th episode of WandaVision. That essentially the finale that we saw was likely, I don't want to say a hatchet job because then everybody will jump down my throat, so I'd never say that. But it's something like a hatchet job of a 2-episode finale that kind of fell flat for some people. Now, I want to fully get into why I must own and hold the L of getting too hyped up and being having fed too much into the rumors, okay? At this point, we just need to address it. We need to talk about it. Fanboy dreaming. It happens. I get caught up in the hype. When what might happen, or what was supposed to happen, runs into what we hope happens, sometimes those lines get blurred. And we're working on ways to hopefully try to at least separate out very specifically in the content moving forward what is more confirmed than not. What is fanboy dreaming? Where does the stuff come from? And interestingly, there is, and we talked about this last week as well, there's an attempt on Reddit currently in the Marvel Studios spoiler subreddit, which I think is a great subreddit. There's an attempt this week to go over all of the validity of the different leakers. Now, this is fascinating because even before WandaVision, we were going to check this shit out. We were like, yo, Daniel Rickman's up today. That's cool. We're going to look at it today. We're going to go into the theater. We're going to check it out. We might even comment on it ourselves. I might make a little comment. We'll see. Point is, now, in a post-WandaVision world, oh my god, I can't wait to see what happens on Reddit for all of these different scoopers and reporters, okay? Now, before we get into any of that, watch how easily I can do the show notes thing. It's just like this, boom, pause in it, music, show notes. Chet, you better get your shit together, brother. If you're watching it right now on your way out of the tower, you're walking down to the lobby, you know, Melissa, the nice lady down there, is probably making you feel real good. It's okay, right? As you're walking out here and you're looking at the stream, I know you're watching me right now, motherfucker. You better get your shit together tomorrow because your job, a nutless monkey could do your job. Don't push me. I had a lot of stress over this WandaVision situation. Don't fucking push me, dude. Okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. Now, show notes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a crazy week. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot of streams, a lot of things to do. But I do want to say, too, this is sort of like an off week. Next week, we have the mother effing Snyder Cut and the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's going to be nuts. So next week's going to be very, very crazy. This week is more like talking about WandaVision, talking about some of the other things that are going on, previewing perhaps the Snyder Cut, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, talking about some of these other crazy things, and sort of getting ready for what, again, will be at least a 6-week crazy spell where we are all talking about this one show. We're all doing the watch parties. We're going to continue doing what we did for Mando 2 and for WandaVision. It seems to be a really popular formula that people enjoy, so we're going to be continuing to do that. I will be on Nerd Theory tonight. I'm not 100% sure what Theory and I will be talking about. We'll see what Star Wars news is popping off. Darren's Danger Room returns this Wednesday. Darren Wood and myself are going to be talking probably about WandaVision and how I felt so bad about putting her onto that big live stream Friday morning where I was just bitching and moaning the entire time. It kind of felt a little awkward for her in that. But that will be going down Wednesday night. Thursday night, you have After Dark. Alan Lavis taking you through some stuff. Oh! Lest I forget, Debate 8, tomorrow night, Debate 8. And we may or may not have a big surprise for y'all for Debate 8 tomorrow night. Make sure you stay tuned to the Twitter, the Discord, and that's probably it. Okay. Oh, and one more thing, but I wanted to, we'll talk about this more a little bit later. But I did want to mention specifically mostly for Nerdvengers at this moment. Today's show is brought to you in part by Surfshark. We now have an arrangement with Surfshark. Surfshark is an incredible company. They're a VPN company. And look, I don't want to oversell Surfshark, so I will just say that they are like leaps and bounds ahead of every other VPN company out there. They are the greatest VPN company that I've ever heard of. If you have another VPN company, you're probably screwing up. And the more you look into how good Surfshark is, you're going to feel like you really, really fucked up. Use code NERDS at checkout to save a massive 83% when you sign up for Surfshark. Surfshark gives you a lot of different things. We're going to talk more about this as we go along throughout different streams and stuff like that. We have a relationship with them that's going to last more or less for a long, long time. You know, they reached out to us. We like vetted the company. We wanted to make sure it was a good fit. And if you know about what's going on with the nerd coin and you know what's going on with our digital side of things over here, you know that we're sort of trying to future-proof the Den of Nerds. Surfshark is an incredible fit right within that system. We want to protect our own digital assets. We want to have security for the things that we have and the communication that we have among the nerd vendors. I'm just telling you, it's a smart deal. You, of course, do not have to do it, but if you're looking to get safe, if you've been thinking about a VPN for a long time, I think this is a great opportunity. 83% off is ridiculous. So you should definitely take a peek at that offer. We have it pinned in the comment section. Okay. I need to know. I need to know where you guys are at. We're doing a straw poll. I need to do a straw poll like right now. I need to do a straw poll because we need to find out if I am in the minority here. Let's just make it real simple. Did WandaVision disappoint you? No, you cray, Josh. Yes, I hate boner. Okay, let me copy this link. We're going to head into the theater and all take a little peek skis. Okay, first things first. There it is. There it is. Straw poll link. Get your straw poll link here. Let's get it on the screen, huh? Find out what the people say, because maybe I'm like way in the minority, you know what I mean? And maybe I am. Maybe there's like tons of people that love the show that are like, Josh, you got way too hyped up, and I'll never believe you when you say it's not because of the leaks that you didn't like the finale, which, by the way, I understand. Okay, let's see what you guys say. Did WandaVision disappoint you? Whew! What a weighted question, huh? Whew. You feel like it's fair the way we did that? Do you feel like it's fair? Yes, I hate boner. Let's see. Should we show the results? I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Cause like if I am in the minority, ooh girl, I'm gonna feel real bad. Here we go. Ready? Don't look at results. No. Hey, that's all right. That feels good. Let's see. You know, for sure though. We'll leave the poll open. Wait, how do I? Never mind. Feel free to. We'll refresh in a little bit. I'll continue to drop the link. There's the link again, and there's the link again. So there you go. Feel free to let your voice be heard. Looks like it's pretty even. Okay, this is interesting to me. Now, this is not a scientific sample size, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this is probably 100% accurate to what everyone feels, and we have all the data we need. So, pretty split. You know what I mean? Pretty split. You got a lot of people disappointed by the show. Now, here's the question, and I think this is really the question that many of you have. This is sort of like probably like the issue perhaps that you have with me and my feelings about the show, is that you more or less feel like a lot of the disappointment that people have is inherently tied to the leaks, to the rumors, and to the things that did not pay off. Yes, I believe that is where most of you are at, because, you know, look, this is not the first time that we've been in this situation. Just in general, like as a fan of these things and as a content creator, like you sort of learn over time that like sometimes this will happen where like so many people love a thing. Like this happened to me with Joker. Like everybody loved Joker, dude. Like Joker was more or less universally considered like a really good movie. And to me, I thought that shit was overhyped. I was like, Joker is okay, but it is not what people are making it out to be. So when situations like that happen, it's really interesting because you have a couple of different options, right? Like, I do think as a content creator, like, and I'm just kind of speaking like super openly here. So I don't know. Maybe this ain't the shit you came for or whatever. But I'll say this. For me personally, like, I used to really not care at all, like, what people thought. I was like, oh man, like, I don't care at all. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna sort of explore my own ideas as a fan, or like think about the things that I'm thinking about, talk about them in the content, etc., etc. Over time, that has shifted quite a bit. There was a time after that where I realized, I sort of had this realization that what I was doing and saying in some ways did have an effect on like people's enjoyment of the content. It's a weird thing to wrap your head around. If you on the one hand, it's like you almost want to tell yourself like, nah, bro, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, that's bullshit. Everybody makes up their own mind, and like, you know, influencer shit is like fake. It's not real. But I gotta be honest, man. Like, the more you really think about it, it's like, ooh, there is a degree of that. So like, this is where I think a lot of CCs and myself, well, I shouldn't say a lot. I should just say certain ones. We take separate paths, because like from that realization for me, I can no longer just not give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I have to care about what I am saying in the sense that it does affect in some ways the conversation, has some influence on how fans perceive the property, etc., etc. So for me, it's like, basically this is what I'm telling y'all. I'm self-censoring like a motherfucker right now. Y'all don't even realize. Like, I really don't like WandaVision. Like, I'm just going to be honest. I really don't like it. I personally, like, and we're going to get into all the shit. We're going to go look at what everybody's saying. We're going to investigate it. I'm going to do my job, my best effort to try to be objective about it. Right? But it's like this. It's like, what options do I have? Should I, in all good conscience, would it be great if I came out here and just shit all over WandaVision? Like, that's not right. Like, WandaVision gave us as a community some awesome thing that we had a lot of fun investigating and looking into and theorizing about, making content, you know, having community. A lot of awesomeness just happened. And then it's like, okay, so you get to the end and it wasn't what I personally wanted. I personally am disappointed in the show, and actually a little disappointed in Disney and potentially disappointed in Marvel. However, does that mean like my personal fanboy boo-hooing should be the lens by which this media company that we're trying to make produces all of its content? Absolutely not. Like, that would be crazy. So I don't know if this is making sense at all to you, but it's like, I have to find a way to like talk about my real ass feelings about the show, while also acknowledging that like my real ass feelings are not the be all end all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the editorial decision. It just happens to be how I feel. So, you know, on that, it's like, look, let's break it down from this. Let's break it down like this. The boner joke is my biggest problem. Okay? The boner joke is borderline out of pocket. You know what I mean? Like, borderline out of pocket for me. Like, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that, hey, either A, they thought it was a funny joke that everyone would be okay with. Okay? Bad joke, guys. Bad joke. Just so you know, bad joke. Or he is still Quicksilver, and there is a tease and a long play there, and for whatever reason, Feige decided to dangle rather than full on give it to us. You know what I mean? Which, if we're being fair, and we're going to look at a lot of this shit today, right? We're going to look at a lot of this shit. But it does kind of seem like the pandy and the delays affected WandaVision. I mean, look, even before we had any indication of like why Doctor Strange may or may not have been cut out of the series, just logistically speaking, and people were bringing this up to me that week, and they said, look, the movie was the show was originally going to come out, and then boom, you were into Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is like, it's changing. It's not even the same movie, and it's happening like 2 years later. They can't just put Strange in there, or perhaps the truth is they didn't feel comfortable putting Strange in there because of the shuffling. Okay? Now, look, this gets into some weird conspiratorial stuff because there are some really underreported things about Marvel in the past year, actually past 2 years, dating all the way back to Comic-Con 2019 when them and Sony had their beef. There are underreported stories of massive shuffling that has been going on behind the scenes. Now, a lot of those stories for Marvel Studios now or then were looked at under the sort of microscope of, oh, this is just the Rona, this is people shuffling, of course things are changing, etc., etc. But, like, for instance, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was already reshooting before Rona. You know what I mean? From what I understand, there were massive changes made, and a lot of stuff was pulled off of the announcement from Comic-Con in 2019. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. But I think what I'm sort of trying to suggest to you is that as fans, if we really do our due diligence and look at what is going on, we may have to come to an understanding that, like, stuff's just not going to be perfect for a little bit. Meaning, like, what if Falcon and the Winter Soldier also flounders in the back half, and we later find out that this is because of reshoots, but essentially maybe Disney was like, we don't care, yo shit needs to hit this streaming platform. Which, in a way, I'm not even mad about, because, dude, it does. Like, it really does. So, I don't know. Does any of that make sense? Do you guys understand, like, where I'm at right now with the show and sort of, like, with all that? I'll look at the chat for a little bit, and then we'll sort of investigate some of these things that are going on. Tempered expectations for Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I mean, certainly. Certainly. It makes sense. Cool. Stop crying, says Frank. Fuck you, Frank. Boner Ventures Unite? Oh, God. Oh, God. Bro, I'm so pissed about this boner joke shit, dude. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it. All right, let me tell you something else. Real quick. Marvel no cry. No Marvel no cry is what you meant, probably, Santa, right? Yeah. All you Star Wars fans, by the way, I see y'all out there. I see all y'all Star Wars fans coming in hot, being like, well, I guess Mando 2 looks pretty good now, huh? Well, I guess you're looking forward to Star Wars now all of a sudden, huh? Yeah, I am. Can't wait. Anyway. Let me talk about this too. Let me explain something to you. Let's talk about Zen a little bit, okay? We don't always like to talk about Zen around here because it gets weird. Numbers get cut in half. People find themselves, get enlightened, drift off into the forest, never come back to the tower. It gets really crazy. So I don't always like to pull the curtain back and talk about how we're all just pointing at the moon. Now listen. There is a side of this that is ironically and fantastically hilarious. From a certain perspective, it is so funny that I do what I do, and I get so butthurt about this comic book shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally it's a comic book show. You know what I mean? Like, it is. So there is an element here of, like, in my mind, there's a Zen part of me that is just sort of smiling. That's like, holy shit, bro. Like, attachment is this funny thing that rips people back into reality, which is beautiful and also tragic in a lot of different ways. And, like, you have this ability to be so detached and so Zen in so many different ways, and yet they don't put, like, Mephisto or Nightmare in WandaVision, and you lose your fucking mind. But you see, in the Zen sense, you have two options when you come to these moments. You decide, okay, do I shed that and walk the enlightened path, or am I just not quite ready for that? Do I want to sort of revel in my humanness? You know what I mean? Do I want to enjoy this thing a little more? You know what I mean? So that's probably a little weird for y'all. But like for me, I can fully acknowledge that it's ridiculous and that I'm a grown-ass man crying about WandaVision. And also, like, revel in it. You know what I mean? Like, literally revel in it. It's the coolest, awkward, most hilarious thing you can imagine. Do you know what it's like to have to talk to your family and shit, and they're like, how's life? And so you're like, oh, WandaVision. Yo, they're like, shut up, bro. Shut up. I'm behind on this, that, the second payment, blah, 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 bloobity, blah, blah, blabbing. You understand? So, like, I get it. But also just gotta be me. Oogie. Alright, enough with all that. Let's get back in here. Let's refresh this thing. Did you all decide that I was right yet? Yeah, whatever. Whatever, guys. Okay.
I was like, the rabbit, Mr. Scratchy's got.
Let me just say something about Senor Scratchy. We did have something more planned for Senor Scratchy, which we ultimately couldn't do just because the finale, we had so many different, as I said, so many different chess pieces on the. But we did have a whole sequence where Darcy, Monica, Ralph meet up with the kids, and they're in Agatha's house, and they think that maybe they should steal the Darkhold from the basement because the kids had seen it when they were down there being held hostage by Agatha. And they go down there to get the book, and they're reaching for the book, and the rabbit hops up in front of the book. And they're like, oh, it's Senor Scratchy, he's the best. And they like reach over to pet him, and he like hisses, and then this whole American Werewolf in London transformation.
Don't tell us this shit.
The rabbit turns into this big.
Don't tell me that, Matt.
And so her like familiar, you know, and then Goonies set piece ensues with all sorts of fun as they try to escape from the rabbit, you know. But we shot it, but didn't finish all the VFX and stuff for it. And it was a great sequence. It was super fun. Everyone was great in it. But we ended up, you know, moving it aside because it was a huge sort of detour in the middle of everything else that we had going. So yeah, so Senor Scratchy did have a little bit more left on the cutting room floor.
I look forward to the 12-hour Matt Shackman cut.
Yes,
of WandaVision.
Yeah, the Matt Shackman's WandaVision.
Yeah, spared no expense.
Spared no expense.
Exactly.
The you know what? It's probably better that the rabbit didn't turn into a monster, because then you'd have everybody going, now that's Mephisto.
Yes, right, exactly.
Yep.
Or they'd be like, come on, it's got to be Fing Fang Foom. There's got to be something connected.
Yeah,
to
right,
Marvel
Kevin. You
Universe.
were right the first time. We'd all be saying it was Mephisto. So, I mean, what do you guys make of that? I mean, look, it's just merely, let's be real. You know, it's just him talking about a deleted scene. Deleted scenes happen all the time. There's like a lot of different things that happen like that. So it's not necessarily like this super damning thing. I will say, though, it is interesting. Shackman has been pretty active on social, especially like towards the end of the show. You know, we had sort of commented that we found it pretty interesting that in the week the finale was about to air, that he had not once, not twice, but thrice, that means 3 times, has talked about publicly how fans should curb their expectations, or that some fans were going to be disappointed. So he was really out there trying to sort of save face for his finale. And that's interesting to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know per se what it means exactly, but it is interesting. So we have evidence number 1. And then I believe, let's see here, there should be, this right here. Let's see. So we'll adjust this. We shall adjust this for everyone. This is Charles Murphy. Now look, I'm going to be real. Some of you already triggered. I can feel it. Charles Murphy, he's the Doctor Strange guy. Yes, he is. He had the scoop about Doctor Strange. Charles has also had many, many scoops that have been proven absolutely correct. He also look, right now, this crazy thing is happening where like leak culture is sort of under attack. So now we're sort of into this phase of the stream, right? Where like, I'm going to talk about this with you guys and I want to get your opinion here because here's the thing that's crazy to me. Well, it's not crazy. It just is what it is. You guys actually are the ones that get to decide. People like me and people like Charles and people like Daniel, Rickman, you know, et cetera, we don't actually get to decide. You know, all we can do is put our best efforts forward, put our best work out there and let the world decide. You know what I mean? So like, here's the thing. This was a big L for Charles. He seems to be taking it really well and just moving ahead. But it's up to the internet to decide whether or not he'll ever recover, you know, and whether or not there will ever be like legitimacy given back to his shit, you know? So I don't know. We're in a very interesting place with all this, but I want to read this article because I think it's pretty freaking interesting. Okay. Oh wait, is this the one where he's talking about the 10th episode? Hang on. This might not be the exact one we want here. WandaVision, yeah, here we go. WandaVision was originally 10 episodes long. Dude, Charles Villanueva, huh? Nice. A huge point of contention among fans prior to the release of WandaVision was the show's episode count. Kevin Feige continually described Marvel Studios streaming as, oh geez, I'm getting a phone call. Marvel Studios' streaming output to be strictly in the 4 to 6 hour count, so the possibility of having more just enticed the fans into speculation. Conflicting reports surfaced left and right as behind-the-scenes evidence pointed to having more than 6 episodes. With some of our insider sources corroborating it, all the speculation was put to rest when the 9-episode count was confirmed by a Disney Plus press release 2 months ago. Or so we all thought. Some fans persisted with the idea that there were more episodes, going so far as to think that Disney Plus was putting out a secret, unannounced episode for the finale. That didn't happen as evidenced by this week's finale, but in a new interview with the series director Matt Shakman, he confirmed that the show was originally supposed to be 10 episodes long. Here's what Shakman said. Well, yeah, things were constantly changing and getting re-broken. The story was changing, especially a lot of the real-world stuff in the finale. There was a lot of experimentation going on and sort of trying different things out. We also, at one point, had 10 episodes planned, and we ended up collapsing a couple, you know, just to make the rhythm feel a little bit better. But yeah, they constantly changed. And then, of course, once we wrapped in Atlanta, the pandy hit, and we ended up having months off. So that further changes during that... further changes during that, we were doing post-production, and then ideas would come up and little changes would happen as a result. There's been a lot of debate on whether the show managed to effectively wrap up all the crazy plot threads of the season. Some felt very satisfied with the ending, as it delivered a very emotional send-off for all of the characters, while some felt it was lacking. I would count myself among the latter, as some loose ends weren't properly tied up, and that the season would have benefited from a bit more time. Clearly, the filmmakers had more time at one point, but then the pandy hit and changed it for everyone. Judging from the other stuff Shakman has said about the development process, they had to get rid of stuff they simply didn't have time to work on. Maybe somewhere in the multiverse, we get a Shakman cut of WandaVision. Okay. Okay. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? A couple different versions of this, right? Number one, unique situation, pandy hits, weird stuff you can't finish in post, etc., etc. There's delays, there's pressure, there's all these different things. You have to make up your own mind about this, okay? But I will tell you, as far as a fan, I'm personally leaning towards cutting them some slack. You know what I mean? I'm personally leaning towards being like, I get it. The show was still very good. I mean, the show was still good. I don't know if I can even say it was very good, but that's just me personally. I was pretty pissed. And we have a lot of cool content coming. And we must imagine that a lot of what's going to come out is going to be dope, that we're going to be satisfied as fans, etc., etc. So, I don't know, man. We're going to move on. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even necessarily want to talk about all of this today, but the development around it has been very interesting. So, originally, I was just going to come on here and be like, hey, look, I'm going to hold this L. I apologize, blah, 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 blah. We're going to be more vigilant in the future. But then all this stuff happened and all this stuff is coming out, and it's kind of making me see like, damn, dude, like they kind of hack jobbed an ending. And look, here's why I'm so upset as a fan is because I really like the show. I was singing the show's praises. I was telling people WandaVision was blowing Mando 2 out of the water. I was telling people WandaVision was such a smart show that you could go back and visit it like an old Twilight Zone episode or some shit. Like, it was like I was completely enveloped in the hype. And I think what some people are saying, like if you sort of read between the lines of what Kevin Smith is saying, if you sort of read between the lines of what Charles Murphy might be saying, I think what we're all saying is, bro, I really would love to see what this guy does absent of all this bullshit. And hopefully Shackman is there to stay and he's going to continue to do stuff in the MCU and to do stuff with Marvel. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to love in this episode or in this show. A lot of stuff to love. You know, it's just for me personally, a show that handled its very emotional, bizarro like implications very well throughout a whole season, throughout, you know, super nuanced ways of handling these issues, to then sort of, I'm sorry, but just Disneyfy it at the end. To wrap it up in a bow that really doesn't make any fucking sense at all if you think about it, in my opinion, is like such a shame for where the show is at. I like the show. The finale really left a bad taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But I think we should probably just shift into Q&A. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I should just sit up here and just blabber about why WandaVision didn't work perfectly for me. You know what I mean? So, let's get into Q&A. Oh, one more thing. Wait. Do we want to... Is there one more thing we were going to say? I think there was one more thing. Oh, one more thing. Let's shift into some better... All right, I'll just say this. Natalie Portman looks fucking swole, and it's dope, and I'm into it, okay? Let's get into Q&A. We'll talk more about that later. So we're going all the way to the tippy. All the way to the tippy. Damage control begins. I don't know who this is. Maybe it's Steve. Maybe it's Proxy. But the stupid pinned message is hiding that from me, so I can't see who that is. But yeah, indeed. Mickey Capital. Oh snap! Says, where do I submit my short order for Nerdcoin? That's very clever, my friend. That is very clever. I do appreciate that. Josh I says it would have been dope if that final stinger, when Wanda was reading the Darkhold, if Mephisto Nightmare was creeping behind her. P.S. Take my money. Okay, look. Josh and everyone, we are still making videos. And I have a script right here for the video about Chthon and, you know, Nightmare and Mephisto. We're going to make some bomb-ass content. Like, dude, y'all going to love this video because it's like, it's raw shit where I'm like, dude, what is happening? Why are they doing this guy? Why wouldn't they do this? But also, if the Scarlet Witch isn't born and she is forged, then Chthon forged her. She's almost like an Infinity Stone. She's like an Infinity Stone herself. So I'm fascinated by it. There's still a lot of cool shit with Scarlet Witch moving forward, the Darkhold, dark magic. There's a lot of awesome stuff. It's just a little difficult to get past the butthurt, as it were. Elisa Scat says, didn't expect to see any X-Men or other rumors in the finale, and I still felt underwhelmed by the show as a whole. It wasn't only leaks that disappointed. I appreciate that, Elisa. And yeah, you and I have talked about this a good bit, actually, because, so not to like talk completely out of class or whatever, but like, so like Elisa and I had a lot of conversations throughout the season where she actually didn't understand why I was so hyped about the show. And so I think a lot of people were in that spot where they were like, I don't even understand why people are into the show that much. And the pain for me comes from a place that the sort of realization that the whole show was viewed through a lens of what I thought it was going to become. So of course it's a weird situation. So I totally understand and appreciate, where you are at. I think for people that never bought into the hype, they probably just liked the show and thought the finale was cool. And that's totally fine. You know what I mean? Nah, I was on a different place. Nathan Tattoo says, Daddy needs nerd coin. TMM. Take my money. I was like, what does that mean? Take my money. I got you, bro. Richard Ganther says, hype was an issue, but the Quicksilver thing was on the show itself. I didn't care if Evan Peters came into the MCU until WandaVision made me care and then pulled a dick joke. Bro, so with that particular issue, I'm trying to find a nuanced way to let everyone understand how much I agree with what you're saying and how much I'm really holding back because I really feel like it's a very dumb idea. I feel like they really fucked that up. You know what I mean? So but without going super hard. You know what I mean? So I don't want to go super hard, but I want to make it clear. That was bullshit. And I need an explanation. And if the explanation is that they were trolling fans, bro, I am not just going to be okay with that. You know what I mean? And again, it goes back to that Zen thing. As a grown-ass man saying, I'm not going to be okay with a trick that a show played on me. So in a sense, is that ridiculous? Absolutely. But I am the most stubborn motherfucker you'll ever meet. I will never forgive them for that shit. So, let's just watch what happens. Nathan says, what you think if they randomly dropped a conclusion episode 10 Friday? Bro, don't. Look, I love you, brother. But no, we shouldn't even speak such things. I would freak out. I don't even know. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to spend the brain energy to think about what that would do to me. Nicholas says, with everything coming out now about WandaVision, should they have just delayed the show? Yes. But I also, again, I don't want to go super hard on them. We have to understand. Have you ever experienced anything like the pandy before? I haven't. There's a lot of stuff that we did as a business, or I did as an individual in the last 12 months that didn't plan on it. Not all of it was perfect. Shit was ridiculous, dude. So you have to sort of price that in. You have to price in the unprecedented situation of last year and where we are into your disappointment. And I think if you do that, then I think you'd be a little bit more fair about the delay, where it's like, dude, of course they should have delayed it. As a fan, if you only care about the quality of the work, for sure, delay it. But there's plenty of fans. I mean, it's split, right? So plenty of fans felt like it was totally fine. So maybe not delaying it is fine. And it's not probably going to hurt them too bad either. So Revan Fett says, talk to some normie friends, and they were also underwhelmed by the finale. I found the finale disappointing. The show as a whole was aight. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I land now, where I'm like, yeah, the show was all right. Which to me is bitter. I'm bitter about that because I thought the show could have been incredible. But it wasn't. There's no way I can give that show more than a B+ now. No way. That finale to me was definition sloppy ending. You know what I mean? Again, just my personal opinion. Armani Martinez says, after WandaVision, I'm starting to get annoyed with this teasing of a multiverse in this and Far From Home. At this point, I don't think Tobey or Andrew are back, and I don't care anymore. Fool me twice. I'm glad you sent that super chat in. I appreciate the support, but also I think it's an important thing to bring up. It's an important question. What has this done now to speculation? Because I bring up often how Star Wars, I think, made a horrible miscalculation by trying to throw some proverbial water on fan theories. And I think Ryan and some of the Lucasfilm higher-ups around the time of The Last Jedi made a grave error in judgment, because I understand getting upset at fan theories. I totally understand that. If Snoke was never meant to be a big thing or whatever, and then you're upset that the fans are doing this and now there's that expectation, I understand that. I totally understand. I have all kinds of empathy for you. But I will say this. You better be fucking careful, because if it feels like that frustration is now turning into a direct attack or a troll towards the fans, bro, as someone that has dabbled in different fandoms for the past couple of years and pretty much makes their livelihood from living in fan communities and fostering the creative juices that flow in them. I will tell you, be careful. These are fickle communities, dude. Like, these people will turn on you hella quick. People think that Marvel is an ironclad, steel, bulletproof brand. There is no such thing, ladies and gentlemen. There is no such thing. So I wonder, Armani, I really do, has this situation put a stink on speculation culture? Because that will damage Marvel. Now, on the other side of that, and allow me to just go a little further here, within our community, I think we all know this, or most of us know this, the people that are hardcore know this, there's a lot of shitty speculators out there too. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck about being accurate or letting you know what's actually coming, and they leverage the fanboyism and the hype to get clicks. I never want to do that, but I also never want to dampen my own fanboyism, because I believe an element of that is what brings people to the content. I think people love going through the journey of experiencing a fun, dope, nerdy thing with some real ass nerds that are really invested. I think it would be worse if we was just like some corporate people that didn't actually give a fuck and everything was milquetoast and calculated, right? So anyway, Armani, thanks for the super chat that allowed me to have a little therapy there. That was excellent. Rogue Soul says, leaks slide, it was not well written. Oh, leaks aside, it was not well written. Agatha sensed a million spells at once, but Strange didn't. Dude, believe me, got trolled by Quicksilver casting, and they could have paid it off later. Also, would have made sense to me. Good season, bad finale. Fair. Stern, but fair. I agree. Nathan Tattoo says, you bought the hype, bud. Now you butthurt. Dude, you're not wrong. Look, you're not wrong. I would be lying my ass off if I said there wasn't a part of me that's so mad about at least the Doctor Strange shit not being true that, like, the butthurt is real, bro. The butthurt is real. Jennifer Cook says, Emmy for Lizzie and Paul. Bro. All right, Jennifer. Justin Saforo says, finale was lazy / safe writing a la 2000s Test the Waters Marvel. Did nothing new, dynamic, or meaningful to set up the future. Release the Lucas cut. Look, man, I mean, yeah, you're probably, I mean, it just feels like you're on the, like, a lot of the same page as me, and maybe you've even watched some of the behind the scenes streams that we did this weekend where I talked about it with, like, members and stuff. Because, yeah, man, like, I feel pretty strongly that it was very lackluster. Like, at the surface level, it was just so weak compared to what, like, some of the other episodes handled this stuff so much more nuanced and easier, and it just feels like a series, like, it feels like it's everything's wrapped up like this. There's no time for it to breathe. I don't believe Wanda's emotional reaction at all, because it feels like she's being dragged through a fucking checklist of things that they need to get done before they send her off with really no emotional baggage. Like emotional baggage that's completely manageable? Like, what? Like, I don't know. For me, it's like, I'm gonna sneeze. Woo! Armani Martinez says, Zack Snyder's Justice League is what I'm excited for and brings all my DC wishes and wants to fruition. Those teasers are marketing gold for release the Snyder Cut. Yeah, Armani, I will say to you, and I just want to put this out there. This is uncomfortable. This might not be what you want to hear. But I would say to you, please try to curb your expectations for even the Snyder Cut. Because I'm really excited for it, but I would hate for, like, man, the Snyder Cut should not be a sacrificial lamb or a scapegoat for the disappointment of other fandoms or other things, if that makes sense. Because, like, that's the last thing Zach and those fans need, is for everybody to just dump their expectations onto that thing. This is a movie that's old, 2 years old, you know what I mean? So we'll see, man. I think it's gonna be dope. I'm really excited for it, but I'm just worried a little about that fandom and how that'll all go, you know. Mike House says, you absolutely have Josh-ites. They are awesome. And self-censorship isn't needed. Responsible reporting is different, and you've always done that. Thank you, Mike. I do appreciate that. I do hold myself to that standard. But I think it's important to address these things, man. You know, other people aren't familiar. Other people don't hang. It's all good. Carl Majski says, with movies, Easter eggs can pay off in other movies. With shows, some of those Easter eggs have to pay off by the end of the series. That's a fair point, bro. That's a fair point. I wonder... Look, I think Marvel needs to learn a lesson here, you know? Perhaps they already have. If the delay stuff is true, it's possible Feige knew he wasn't holding the golden thing that he once thought he was. You know? Maybe that's okay. Talon says he is Fox character. They didn't reveal it, so what the Tobey Maguire reveal be big? I kind of get what you're saying there, and I think that he could still be the Fox X-Men character. It could still lead into all the multiverse stuff that we've talked about. But here's the thing: he's 2 for 2. This motherfucker. This is what I want to say too. Let me just speak my ish for just a little bit. I love Far From Home. I think Far From Home is a fantastic movie. But your boy Feige, that's right, he ain't my boy no more. Your boy Feige, he did this then too. He set up Mysterio, and he let all of us hardcore Marvel fans watch in fucking trailers talking about the multiverse and stage 1 symmetry. Okay? So, and what do we find out in that movie? Same thing. Dingle dangle, blue balls all day. Thank you very much, Kevin Feige. And we're all supposed to just be like, okay, may I have a number? Well, let me explain something to you. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. You know what I mean? That's the point. So anyways, watch out for the content where we will be sure to be fooled for the rest of the year as we get way too hyped about everything. And yeah, Tobey Maguire, totally confirmed. Owen Rhodes says, I was happy that Quicksilver was boner. I'm going to stop reading your thing right there. No, I'm just playing. That just means we won't be getting any Fox X-Men. Hashtag recast the X-Men. Okay, let me address that. Owen, let me address this. Cool. And I know there's many of you out there that were like, yo, fuck those Fox X-Men. We don't need any of that shit. Let Feige redo the whole thing. And some of you were probably like panicking, like, oh God, please don't be Evan Peters. Apocalypse was trash, you know? Dark Phoenix was trash. And I get you. And maybe that's okay too. Maybe that's fine. I know. Actually, I think Charles is like this, right? Isn't Charles Murphy one of these people where he's like, yo, fuck the Fox X-Men. This is better. Which, by the way, let's talk about that. Charles, despite having the Doctor Strange leak that he did double down on late in the game, he's one of the only people out there saying Evan Peters was a nothing burger. So if you think about it, while everyone was freaking out on Charles and wanting to burn him at the stake for being wrong about Doctor Strange, he was also one of the only insiders out there warning people about Evan Peters. And actually, if you look at our content, think about the content we made the week of the finale. First video, could the WandaVision finale be a disappointment? Second video, is Evan Peters a troll or a multiverse clue? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. We knew it was possible. I was just hoping against hope that it was as bold as what the rumors were suggesting. But, Owen, thank you for the support. Dice Cow says, the holes! How did the kids form? No idea. How did Agatha find out about this? No idea. Can't hex the stork? No idea. Why kill Sparky? No idea. Why didn't White Vision just pop her head off? No idea. Yeah, there's a lot that doesn't make sense. Don't think too hard about the show. Like, legitimately, the more you think about it, maybe not, but for me, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, ooh. Ryan Galindo says, let's remember Chadwick and his passing changed a lot of future plans for Marvel. The changes, the original plans, we don't know. That's fair. That is another massive thing that affected the MCU and likely is affecting things in the future. I don't think it affected this show particularly, but I understand the general point of what you're getting at. There's a lot of shuffling going on. And to be fair, if he's figuring out the minutia of a new Sony arrangement, if he's figuring out the minutia of bringing in characters like Charlie Cox and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and making this all make sense, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on here. I still have a lot of faith in the man. I think he's the best and greatest producer of all time. I'm just not going to act like I'm not disappointed in this episode. Lucas says, sometimes prolonged tease leads to greater pleasure. Hey, Lucas, sometimes it does. Frankie G says, Boner was definitely bad. I don't know, but I know you had issues with Wanda's lack of struggle. I think it did a good job of showing her coping with loss of vision. She wasn't hurt by the loss of the kids as... And then you got another one, like a part 2 or something? Oh, okay, yeah. It says here, as much because she always knew she created them. Wasn't like the comics where she was tricked into thinking that they were real. See, okay, Frank, I understand what you're saying, and I can accept that what they're trying to do is different than the comics. And I can accept that what they're trying to do might be more nuanced and long-term. But what I cannot accept is this have your cake and eat it too Deus Ex Machina bullshit-ass way of using a dope-ass element from the comic book story so haphazardly in this show. That, to me, and I'm actually holding back. I think it's garbage, bro. Like, me personally, you can't do that. It can't be the reason that she gives up choking / saving the people, and then yet also be so insignificant that she's willing to let it all go a scene later. A scene later! Y'all understand that the people she choked are literally still out there in the street? They wait for her to go back home, murder her own fake family, almost say nothing to the Vision, and then just walk past the same motherfuckers that she just choked / I'm going to release you. Like, I'm sorry, dude. For me, 0% of that works. 0%. But that's just me. Stevie said, oh, wait, I can't. Spoiler alert. I am Evan Peters' boner. Oh, Jesus Christ. Stevie says, you're a fan and a nerd, man. Regardless of what you do, there will be people that just to set you off. Especially when something doesn't make sense. Yeah, man, for sure, Steve. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, I'm doing fine. It's just that it's a real thing. Like, some of y'all are, like, upset. Like, you know what I mean? I can't do anything about that. But some of y'all are literally, like, looking at that subscribe button. You're like, this motherfucker right here. He says one more thing about that show. And then, like, some of y'all are like, you're like, I can't believe he said that. Oh, if he says that one. Oh, my God, he said it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it is what it is. Marvel, oh my God, Zachary. Marvel showed me their boner without asking. Agreed, I feel violated as well. Joshua says, so the end of WandaVision literally snapped you back to reality too? You were living in this make-believe world we built, and then you were forced to come back. In some ways, that is true. Ironically true. Look, guys. Darcy, Jimmy, and Hayward has been a love triangle of cringe since episode 2. Literally. A love triangle of cringe. And for me, I actually was like giving the show the benefit of the doubt because I was like, that cringe is going to be explained because we're all going to pull back and you're going to realize all of those people were just the puppets of Nightmare anyways. And then you're like, oh, okay, that's why Darcy was trash in the show. That's why Jimmy Woo is like so annoying. That's why Hayward is so one note that it's annoying. Like, honestly, oh man, y'all are gonna set me off, but like, really think about the writing in this show. All of these actors deserve an incredible amount of credit. They deserve more credit if you really think about how trash the writing was. The writing, in some ways, guys, was like bottom of the barrel dollar comic book bin bullshit, horrible ass writing, for real. Let's move on. So yes, Josh, I did. Mike says, it's cool. Man of Steel's next snap, Logan fighting a clone, smack my head, bad, BVS Marla, Justice League. Yeah. For sure, man. Shit happens. Very hard to pull off a perfect ending. Very hard. Mike Porter says, just wanted to say, boner. Yep. Over mutants? Dude, they did boner over mutants. I can't believe it. By the way, Mike, I am going to give you your 10,000 nerd coin. Let me explain this too. Slight tangent. We just started doing the nerd coin thing, and we have some massive plans for it. A lot of cool stuff coming with the nerd coin. And I stupidly, no offense, Mike, but I stupidly made a bet with one Mike Porter for 10,000 nerd coin that Doctor Strange would be in the show. So I'm a man of my word. But I will say this, no more flagrant ass voting with fucking leaks and all that kind of bullshit. You understand? But thank you, Mike. Enrique Rubble says, Prince Harry and Meghan's Merkel's Oprah Interview gave me a bigger boner than the WandaVision finale. Hashtag fuck you, Feige. I feel you, brother. I feel you. King Peasy says, I'm honestly glad I spent last week painting my Razor Crest and just staying off the internet and avoiding leaks, curbing any false expectations. That's hilarious, dude. What are you talking about? Painting your Razor Crest? You mean the show Favreau blew up in episode 5? You Star Wars fans. Y'all gonna set me off, dude. Y'all gonna set me off. Oh my God. We got a lot of chats to get into. Jesus. Okay. We got to start rolling through these guys. Okay. 34 Virgo. Wanda, C+ grade, 7.5. Wanda Cap equal Cap Marvel. Yeah, I would agree with that. On the level with Cap Marvel for sure. Which isn't necessarily the worst, but it's Mike Boner Flippin' Porter over here. Jesus Christ. Yep, you're right. Craig says, were we wrong to expect Marvel to introduce major villains like Mephisto in a Disney Plus show? And does this mean no Kang in Loki and no Red Hulk in Falcon and the Winter Soldier? So on the Red Hulk thing specifically, I never thought we'd actually see Red Hulk, but we would see some events that perhaps would lead to Red Hulk. I still think Thunderbolts is big. I still think Kang happens in Loki, but it is worth thinking about how they're really spreading this stuff out. And so you might just get barely teased of what Kang is. I mean, it does seem like Chthon is the big bad. I mean, there's a whole chapter about her in the Darkhold. Come on now. The dude created that book. You know what I mean? So, again, we're going to go into that in another video. But were we wrong to think the major villain? Maybe. Felicity says, your WandaVision theories sucks. Signed, Ryan. Oops. Kevin Feige. T-Love says, Josh, much love to you and the nerd homies. The finale was meh at best. Stay sane out there and take my money. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the support as always. Matt says, you in theory should just talk about old Star Wars stuff you love instead of news. I think you guys need some relaxing nostalgia after last week's. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe the nerd gods will drop a little bit of news in our laps. I don't know. 34 Virgo says, so no Ralph, Quicksilver, and empty plastic. Yeah. Not the best. Crashing Wagon Production says, with the Darkhold, does that open up Ghost Rider and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the MCU? It does, but at this point, like, I just can't jump to all those conclusions anymore. How could you? You know what I mean? It's almost like Feige was like, yo, chill out on all yo shit. Which, again, I think is a huge mistake. Mike Porter says, coming soon to Marvel Comics. Quick boner. Oh, jeez. Shirley Boner was the guy in Witness Protection. Look, I understand that, and a lot of people have been bringing this up to me. A lot of people are like, you know, hold on to that feeling sort of thing. Like, hold on to that feeling. Look, anything other than a boner joke would have made me hold on to that feeling. I don't want to look at Evan Peters' face. You understand? So we'll see. Steve says, just sitting here thinking about how much Nerdcoin, the 1400. Oh my goodness. Yo, Steve, you wild, son. You wild, son. Mike Porter says, if you like WandaVision, Boner is your uncle. Oh my goodness. 34 Virgo says, just like you can't touch Thanos / Infinity Stone story without Snap, you can't do the WandaVision story without goodbye to your family. Fair. Brian O'Connor says, did the ending of WandaVision change your hopes in any way for Falcon and the Winter Soldier? As far as we think what we know is coming. Take my money. Okay. I don't know, bro. I mean, am I a little less sure about Omega Red? Yeah. We know. I mean, like, it's going to be a thing where it's going to be more like, let's reinvestigate what we think we know, right? Flag Smasher, you know, Isaiah Bradley. A lot of stuff is definitely happening. The question is, like, I think, you know, is the Inhuman stuff real? Is the mutant stuff real? Is the Madripoor stuff going to turn into what we think it will? I think those are really the questions with Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I think, frankly, going into the Falcon and Winter Soldier content, like talking about Isaiah Bradley, talking about that kind of stuff is open game. But, you know, Chris Evans' potential cameo, far out, dude. I give it like a 10% chance of happening. So it's going to answer your question, Brian, it doesn't necessarily change what I think. It recalibrates what I'm willing to buy into from the speculative place. You know what I mean? Alf Boner, Nice, bro. Says, I have the show at 7.5. Might be lower upon rewatch, and leaks have little to do with it, man. I got you, bro. I know. Trust me. Trust me, I feel you, dog. Nicholas says, I thought it was fine, but hearing things like how episode 1 to 3 were supposed to come out at once and all the VFX that wasn't done make me wish it was delayed. Yep. Can't argue with it there. Cameron says, I really hope Falcon and the Winter Soldier helps us forget about the finale. Crossing my fingers, but don't want to get my hopes up. Love you, brother. Thank you, man. You guys, I appreciate the support, but y'all don't need to, like, feel bad just because I feel bad. If you guys liked the episode, that's chill. If you thought it was chill, that's fine. Like, whatever. Mike Porter says, welcome to the Bonerverse. Oh, my God. Somebody cut him off. 34 Virgo says, so Wanda's supposed to miss her kids again and snap. Mm-hmm. One more. I don't want to find the boner stone. Oh, jeez. Jeez Louise. Russell with a $10 holla says, in my humble opinion, Disney 40% to blame for hyping expectations too much, poor writing in the finale, fans 60% for going crazy with leaks and forgetting that this is the first project of Phase 4. Answers will come. That's totally fair, man. Russell, that seems like a pretty fair take, and we appreciate the support. Jonathan says, I feel like they already told the story they wanted to tell in episode 8, episode 9. Yeah, dude, right? I'm with you on that, man. I felt like episode 8 was way better than episode 9. Like, episode 8 was epic, but also slow. And it's like, it felt like episode 9 was like, well, we'll give you some action. Bitch, don't just give me some action. Like, earn it and make it dope. And honestly, I think the finale should teach Marvel a lesson, because you have all the money being spent on Agatha versus Wanda, but all the real cool shit happens between Paul Bettany and Paul Bettany just having a conversation. It's way more compelling, it's way more interesting, and it probably costs y'all way less money. So wake up, stop having crazy VFX blah-blah-blah scenes, and just be smarter. Ryan Carter says, I like the show. I also think they messed up dropping so many clues and paying off none. Easter eggs are no longer cute winks to the fans. A connected universe needs to have some breadcrumbs lead to gold. Ryan, again, very fair statement, bro. Very fair. I think that's a fair statement. I almost hope that Marvel's watching, because there's people being way more fair than me, which is cool. Armani says, last question, Josh. Do you think Marvel will bend the knee like they did for The Mandalorian? And you need to get the vodka stream with Dave Pena. On the vodka stream with Dave Pena, huh? I don't know. Hit me up about that. I don't really know. I'm not sure. Dave Pena, is he like the real estate guy, the English bloke or whatever? Or he's like an American dude, but doesn't he live in England? I don't know. Zachary P says, street level heroes will not save the MCU. That's interesting. Oh, and let me just answer Armani's question here. Do I think they'll bend the knee like they did for Mando? I'm not even sure what you mean. But I do think they need to make an adjustment. They need to look at how this was received, and they need to adjust. That's my opinion. Zachary P says, street level heroes will not save the MCU. I think he's sort of saying, like, Falcon and Winter Soldier is not going to make up for the potential limp boners that fans have from WandaVision, right? I think that's fair. Boner thin Velasquez, y'all are too much, bro. Too many boners. Here's my $2. Yeah, we probably did get demonetized, right? So yeah, the boners. Nikki with a $10 holla says, this is a good time to reminisce on all the theories those Infinity War Endgame trailers made us believe. Oh, Josh, we heart you all. Or we all heart you. Yeah. I get you, Nikki. Thank you for the support. And yeah, it's true. We tend to do a little fanboy dreaming around here. I think we're going to keep doing it. I hope that's all right with you. Crashing Wagon Production with a $10 holla and no message. Mysterious. Angel Gomez says, I know the finale wasn't perfect, but statistically speaking, 90% of the world still love the entire show as a whole, so Marvel stay winning. Dude, if that's true, that's great. As a fan of Marvel, even when I am not personally super hyped on something, I like to have my team winning. I like to have my team killing it. I don't need to love everything they do. And if it were 90%, that's incredible. But I think it's like the opposite. I think only 10% like it. Y'all is nuts. Kale says, sorry, Star Wars and Marvel are giving you a hard time. Yeah, man, it is what it is, bro. Again, it's kind of hilarious, right? Grown-ass man. Logan Mo says, but what's strategy of misdirecting? I don't get it. Bro, dude, I don't get it either. I don't get it either. Alma Powell says, the Ralph thing sucked. I think there was pressure to put out something when not having anything out since mid-2019 and all of us yelling for it. For sure. I think that's fair. But also, do better. Don't disrespect my thick queen, Darcy, like that. Yo, Darcy's... Yo, Enrique, let me just say this. Darcy is, she lucky she thick, dog, because she ain't bringing much else to the table in that show. Sheev the Boner. Awesome. Says, Feige gave us a boner and left with flaccid blue balls. No! No, we're definitely demonetized now. Holy shit. Ankithus says, how much of the backlash is just being the first piece of content post Phase 3? The show is strong, but no new yeah, fair. I think that's certainly playing a factor. You know, long drought. The expectations, I think, in part were because of the long drought. Yeah, so I think that's fair. Verb Studio says, I cringed at some of the lines. Yeah, no, they're pretty bad. Mike Porter says, I rather have seen Doctor Strange than getting coins. Aw, Mike, that's so sweet, but you lying, dog. You know you just loving that 10K. Well, I haven't given it to you yet, but I will. And you're just going to be counting it like Scrooge McFucking Duck. But I love you either way. Ben Lewis, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger. Now, by the way, what a great time to remind you all that this show is brought to you in part by Surfshark. Surfshark is an incredible VPN service that we have teamed up with as the Den of Nerds. There's a pinned comment to get you 83% off of your initial purchase when it comes to Surfshark, and that is just ridiculous. Surfshark is a great VPN service that we vetted with our fans and with the producers. We have a long-term relationship with them. If you want to keep your digital assets and your internet lurking, nerd-venging, safe, check out Surfshark today. Click the link. Use the code NERDS. Ross says, new Falcon and the Winter Soldier Marvel Legends is now on Disney+. But the joke equal thumb down. Yeah, dude. Ross, I feel you, brother. I'm just moving on. You know what I mean? Alan Peak says, I thought Omega Red was in Shang-Chi. Alan! You don't say that, Alan! You don't say that! But yeah, that's the rumor. Soapy Disc Golf said... Jesus Christ. Says, what happened to Agnes after the Hex closed? Without the runes, wouldn't she just be set free? Also, my wife is a super casual and also disliked the ending. Good to hear. I mean, not good to hear, but... I mean, let's be real. It's good to hear. What happened to Agnes, man? I don't know. Wanda essentially learned how to actually cast spells off screen, I guess. So, she just cast the witch that had messed with her and outclassed her in every way for the entire show. She's such a quick study. Bro, are you seeing what I'm saying here? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Colt says, after seeing WandaVision, does Jack Schaefer's involvement in Black Widow not worry you? Who's Jack Schaefer? What you talking about? Why? What did she do? What you talking about, man? Was she involved? Is she involved in this show? Oh, no. Yep, we're fucked. You know, honestly, though, she wrote one of the best episodes. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Colt worries me a lot. Where's the Snyder Cut? Armani says, LOL, I meant the Mandarin. Oh, dude, you had me way off, dog. From the Mandarin thing? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Maybe. That'd be cool. Louis Tolley says, I'm realizing the comics are so much better. In a lot of ways, they really are. Lucas says, you in theory should have Elisa reading Star Wars Legends books. We might, brother. Elisa's working on some content for y'all. You know what I mean? Elisa's doing her thing. Lars says, less than 2 months till Black Widow at movie theaters. I'm actually hyped. got to get vaxxed to help AMC Investment take my money. For sure, brother, for sure. I hope everybody gets to go out and see the film in theaters if they want. I hope people that don't want to go out get to see it at home if they want. I hope we get to do a watch party and experience that together, and I hope that it's good. Man, they better make sure people like that film. They do not need to start stacking up disappointments at the beginning of this phase. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I think we got through it, ladies and gentle beings. I'm going to check out the chat for a little bit, but then we're probably just going to get out of here. There will be a lot more videos coming out throughout this week. Diamond Hands on AMC. Yeah, how's it doing today? I don't look at the market when I'm in the stream. But that is kind of why I'm late sometimes. Because I'm like watching the market when it opens and all that. Yeezy Fashizi says Kevin Smith interview Matt Shuckman talks about the boner. Aerospace engineer being added later and a lot more. Yeah, for sure. We've been watching a little bit of Yeezy. And interesting stuff, man. See how everybody reacts. See how everybody reacts. Yo, and there's still going to be a lot of debate about WandaVision, dude. Oh, GME almost broke 200. That's pretty cool, man. Might have to call my broker after this. They need to get it together. No more trolling your base. I agree. Watch the boner clip. It actually impressed. Yeah. That's your Brian? Stone boner? No! Let's go back. Let's go to the stock market. That's a totally different show. That show will be coming out later in the year. I might do a lot. So I have this other stream that's like more political and like financial and like I guess more real world called Thought Sauce. And we're on break because I'm moving. Thought Sauce is going to come back. And Thought Sauce will run Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we'll talk about all this shit, bro. We'll talk about the finances. We'll talk about the president. We'll talk about all of it. But we're waiting. Triggered. What would you think would make a good outsider superhero film? Are you talking about like the actual outsider character or like just in general like an outsider's take on comic books movies? I'm actually really excited for the Snyder Cut. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it, and I'm hoping that like it does some really, really cool stuff. I know some people are spoiling things for it. EFT. Yeah. Gadzooks says, so the boner reveal had me bothered. However, I had the idea of him being the guy that Jimmy was looking for. Your thoughts? Yeah, dude. I will do a video on that theory because that would be good. WandaVision Season 2 inside the Mojo Vision. Yeah, but why not just do a Mojo-verse TV like in a year or two from now and make it like super cool? You know what I mean? Simon says, fan culture is really toxic. Just because we didn't get things that we were never promised to us doesn't mean the show was bad. Ralph thing was dumb, though. Yeah. You know, there is a measure of it that I'm sure you could just sit back and be like, man, that is a little toxic. And, you know, and I try to understand that and, you know, like, not go super hard, right? Because especially, like, for people like me, like, you say a little thing and then all of a sudden it becomes a thing, you know? And I'm, like, at the bottom of the totem pole for, like, influencers. You know what I mean? Some of these other people, dude, like, they say a thing and it's, like, crazy. Which I think is funny because, like, look, I love Kevin Smith, but don't we realize that he sort of took the real shilly, like, I'm an old pothead that's lucky to be alive, so I'm going to probably gush and cry over every fucking movie, which is awesome, and I love Kevin Smith, but he then no longer becomes someone that we bounce, like, that we give a fuck about when it comes to these things. In my opinion, like, love Kevin Smith, but, like, the moment you just sort of surrender to fandom and you're like, nah, man, I'm just loving all this shit or whatever. Like, it's just, okay. That's not really compelling content, but okay. So I think the challenge for us becomes, like, how do we stay authentic and continue to create good content while also understanding and respecting the power of the platform. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. Dude, Mojo would be pretty cool. Pretty excited about the possibility. Hey now, Kevin Smith didn't become a weepy stoner until after his heart attack. He was actually on the path to becoming a weepy stoner well before his heart attack, but yes. What? You are by totem pole? Oh boy. Don't tell your mother. We need real mutants. Yo, I agree. Danny DeVito as Mojo? That is brilliant, yo. Dano the Hutt says, I had pancakes with Kevin Smith once. I could never talk bad about the dude. So, am I talking bad about him? I don't know. Like, we gotta toughen up a little bit, I feel, you know? Like, I'm sorry, I'm just speaking here. You know what I mean? I love Kevin Smith. I'd love to meet Kevin Smith. I'd love to work with Kevin Smith, but I'm not gonna fanboy. I don't know. Just me. Like, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, he is who he is now. And I think it's great, dude. I love what he did with the tour for his last film and shit, and like his dedication to his fan base and everything is great. You know what I mean? Josh, your biggest letdown with your leak videos and then having the audacity to get mad when they didn't pan out. I know, right? I'm so fucking crazy. It's so audacious, bro. How could I do it? How could I do it? How could I make all of these videos, get everybody so excited, and then it disappoints, and then somehow I twist it and blame it on other people other than myself? That's incredible. It's a special talent. I will be getting into politics later in my life. I get your take, but he's super real. But I know he's gone a little soft. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going a little soft, especially in your old age, bro. I mean, for God's sakes, like, you know, do your thing. It's not that Kevin Smith loves everything 100%. It's that he typically talks about the things that he loves, not what he doesn't. Man. Adam, I mean, I guess. John, welcome to the Nerd Avengers. You are a Nerd Avenger now. Thank you. Alan Peak says, when is Feige's 5-year plan up? No mutants till then? It's possible. I know that is a discussion, right? But then again, what did we hear from the trades break? Well, actually, no, it wasn't the trades. I correct myself. It was the Illuminati. It was not the trades. But there was a big report that leaked last week about the mutants and the rebooting of the X-Men the day WandaVision finale came out. It's like a little too coincidental for me, so I don't know, man. John, you are knighted, and ... That's it. That's all. That's all you get. Sorry. Just pop a Nexus pill like Ralph did. Amen. Amen. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Hope Mr. Josh ices his buttocks on this. Says, oh, Henry Lee. Vibes aren't great, and positivity is a big factor towards enjoyment. Totally agree with you. You know, it goes back to, again, the sort of thin line, you know, because we could, you know, and again, I think this is probably, we're not going to linger on WandaVision for the entire week. Unless we do. But I don't think we're going to. You know what I mean? Like, we'll talk about some other stuff moving forward tomorrow, etc., etc. But to be fair, also, I do think that we owed the situation the transparency. You know what I mean? But, dude, if you think I don't understand that there are people out there that are not enjoying this stream and they don't want to hear me talk about how I didn't like WandaVision, then you're crazy. Like, I fully understand that. You know what I mean? I am holding back. I think people don't necessarily fully realize that, and that's fine too. But oh yeah, man. Fully understand and acknowledge that. Fully understand. WandaVision fans will have fun tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's the episodes of WandaVision tomorrow night. Correct, Adam? Correct? We're going to do the episodes of WandaVision on Debate 8 tomorrow night. And I'm not 100% who the guests are, but we're gonna figure that out. Cool. Where's the finale in that? Are you ranking the finale high, Adam? You got to tell me. Because you better not. If Wanda was born a witch, what does that mean? That all witches are mutants? Josh I asks. No, I don't think so. But I will say, and I hope there is some explanation, or at least an effort of explanation, for why are mutants so good with magic, or like what is magic exactly? Because you think about it, like Thanos can use magic, the homie can use magic, his boy in Infinity War and Endgame, right? Ebony Maw. So like, what is magic exactly, and are mutants, or are there genetic attributes that would make a mortal being perhaps more able to manifest magic? Strange, from what we understand, is simply a sorcerer. He just uses magic, uses energy, pulls energy and magic from different places, using artifact spells and things like that. Which, by the way, is like kind of makes Strange like the Batman of sorcerers, because he doesn't actually have any innate power. Somebody like a Doctor Doom has innate power, something to do with Mephisto and his mother and all that. He has innate powers. I would think maybe the witches have innate power. I think, but we don't even get a full explanation on that. So I'd like a little bit more on that. Yeah, it's a cool idea. It's a cool idea. Aren't sorcerers different from witches and wizards? I do think so, but I'm not 100%. I think so, but I'm not sure. Dude, don't believe the rumors every time. Just like that time you told me Rex would be in The Mandalorian season 2. No! You don't say that! No, you're right, though. I mean, look, with that and the Ezra thing, I got caught up in the Ezra. Are we starting to see a pattern here? Where the characters that I really like the most are perhaps the biggest blind spots for me? Like, I see Ezra and I was just like, ugh. Or I hear Doctor Strange in WandaVision and I'm like, ugh. Quicksilver X-Men, Coco says, definitely not projection. You good, homie. Thank you, Coco. Kale says, Maul should have been an ending and boner in half. What the fuck? I don't know what you're saying there, dude. Oh, James R says the weakness of Den of Nerds is Josh. Gotta resign, Josh. See you, buddy. Ah! Ah! Hey, maybe you're right. But I ain't going nowhere. So you better buckle up, James. You better just get ready for this shit. Garguts Entertainment says, I wanted to believe too. Indeed, man. Me too. Me too. How many times have I watched the finale? Like 3. Fanjexer suggestion: put episodes 1 and 2 together in Debate 8. Suggestion: just remove the finale and you're good. Oh, sorry about your ears, Whitney. My bad. My bad. By the way, all of the shipping should go out either today or tomorrow. More than likely tomorrow. I'm going to spend a lot of time like packing it up. We've got like 6 different packages to send out for the cards. And then I want to organize the cards and do more giveaways for you guys. So I'm going to organize the cards and then do more giveaways. A lot of that might come through the Discord. Oh, yeah, we have 7 packages because I do have Lavis's package that has been sitting there for quite some time with all of his stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have all of that sent out to organize my mic. I don't need to organize it. It's just sitting there. It's Gucci, man. So yeah, we'll figure all that out. Nice, Lewis. I'll have to check that out for sure. I've been a little out of touch over the past couple of days. Sorry, I meant Maul cut boner in half. Oh, Jesus Christ. Broke Vengers love Den of Nerds and the Discord. Thank you, Ryan H. of the... Yeah, Ryan H. is killing it over there for sure. I dig that the Den of Nerds doesn't shill. We just keep it real. Indeed. Got to. But I will shill for Surfshark. The best VPN out there. 83% off. Way more I will shill for that. Josh I says, we also bummed that White Vision didn't turn into Ultron when we... Yeah, for sure. And not only did he not turn into Ultron, he just bails? Bro. Like, this dude just has a combo that's like, it's like amazing. It's all, and then he's just literally like, I am Vision. See ya. What? Ugh. Garguts Entertainment, welcome to the Nerd Avengers at the Prime level. And let me just speak of this. This Sunday, big Prime stream. I feel bad. We missed the stream 2 weeks ago. The stream yesterday was not that great because I tried to do it on my iPhone and I couldn't figure it out because I'm a big boomer and I hate the Apple ecosystem. So this Sunday, big, I'm talking big Nerd Avengers Prime stream. Nerd Avengers Prime stream. We're talking about business. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about the future space programs going to the middle of the core dimension through the space holes and the space whales and swimming with the seabirds. All of that crazy shit. Alan Peak says, Josh, appreciate your honesty. Hashtag love hot Scarlet Witch. Hashtag the real spiel was robbed. Take it. Just take it. Alan, I hear you, brother. Look, I can't wait to start talking about Nerd Card Showdown Season 2, baby. It's going to be way bigger. Way crazier. Huge. And I'm excited. So stay on the lookout for some updates, Alan Fosheezy. Okay, everybody, we're going to call it there. Enough grab-assing. God damn it. Need to go to Prime. No, you don't need to go to Prime. The Prime is just a little extra stream on Sundays where we talk about business. I think it's definitely worth it, but you certainly don't need to do it. I think it's most beneficial for people that are either doing their own business or interested in like marketing, PR, social media, blah, 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 blah. So it's better for people that are in that sort of a space. If you're just a supporter of the channel, the $5 a month membership is totes my goats fine, and you get most of yo shit there. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody, we're going to call it there, okay? Oh my God. It's definitely worth it for the Prime content we get there. Whitney! I almost yelled into the mic, Whitney. Yeah, enough grab-assing so we don't get any more boners. All right, guys. We're going to call it there. Lots of exciting stuff coming at you through the week. Stay tizzy tuned. And as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Stinger, just for those of you that are still here. Yeah, I feel like that was a good stream. There's still a lot I'm trying to sort out about this story, to be honest. So I'm trying not to like go too hard either way. So yeah, either way, lots of cool Marvel stuff coming. We're going to be fine as a community. We're going to move on. But there's some weirdness there. I would love answers. Boner out.